Since you rarely find all you need in one place, it's a good idea to use different search tools. Sometimes you need quite specialized databases, or maybe official reports from government authorities. But how do you know which database to use? Start off by defining your needs. What kind of material do you need? Where can you find these resources? And which search tools would be useful? A good place to start when you want to see what's been published within your subject field is to use Lund Search. It's an interdisciplinary search platform. You can search for articles, books, ebooks, reports, and much more from a majority of Lund University search resources. It's also possible to limit your search to only include peer-reviewed scholarly articles, or search within a specific time span, or add subject terms. Do have in mind that Lund Search is not a complete index covering all subscriptions at Lund University. Some databases have to be searched separately. You can also choose to make a search in a subject database, like SAS Index for instance. You know from the start that the content is relevant for your field of research, so you'll get a more focused search. Subject databases might also have search features which more general search tools like Lund Search don't have. Another good idea is to search in Libris, which is the Swedish National Library Catalog. You can search for books, reports, and dissertations. If you find something that is not available at Lund University, you can order it. This is called an interlibrary loan. To find information about how to make interlibrary loans, please visit the library website. It's also important to have a look at what other students have written before you, so you have to search for student thesis within your subject field. You have to know about and be able to relate to early works. They're also useful for inspiration, or to get reading tips, or to get a sense of how a thesis could be structured. You can find student theses from Swedish universities in a database called Uppsök, or if you only want to search for theses from Lund University, you can use Loop Student Papers. Your thesis will be published in both these databases when it's passed examination. Okay, let's face it, most of us Google. Nothing wrong with that. Most of us start off with Google, Google Scholar, or a subject database. The question is, when should you choose one over the other? And what are the advantages or disadvantages of the different search tools? What are the advantages of Google? Google can be a starting point when you need to get an overview and explore new subject areas, or when you need quick answers to specific questions. You can find public documents from government authorities, or news media, or reports from international organizations. But what do you need to consider when using Google? Well, for example, the influence from commercial interests and the presence of ads, and of course, the lack of quality control, but also the effect of personalization in different ways. Personalization is based on an algorithm in Google and other sites that will match your search query to your previous searches, and that will push them further up your list of search results. This is meant to help you find things that are relevant to you, but the question is if it's what's most relevant for you in your studies right now. In a paper thesis, you need to get insight into different perspectives, and not only what you already know. The problem with these algorithms is that you don't know what's been edited out without you knowing about it. This is sometimes referred to as the filter bubble. What are the advantages of Google Scholar? Google Scholar can be a starting point when you need to find relevant research within different subject areas. You can also follow citations between different sources, which is a smart way to find new material that could be relevant to you. Google Scholar can also be efficient if you have a reference to and need to find a specific scholarly article. If Lund University has a subscription to something you find in Google Scholar, you'll be able to log in and access it. But what do you have to consider when using Google Scholar? The thing is that Google Scholar has a quite wide definition as to what is considered scholarly. Your search results can range from articles, reports, and book chapters to student thesis. And you can't choose to limit your searches to only contain scholar peer-reviewed sources. Neither is it a complete index of scholar publications, and the problem is that it doesn't provide a list of what is included or not. What are the advantages of using subject databases? Subject databases are great when you need to make a more focused, in-depth subject search that not only includes what Lund University provides, but goes beyond that. we will find more subject-specific sources and get more focused search results compared to what you get in an interdisciplinary database, like LibSearch. And of course, the search features are adapted to that specific subject, like the list of control vocabulary called a thesaurus. What do you have to think about when using a subject database? If you're addressing a topic that is interdisciplinary, you have to consider what's not included in the subject database. What are you missing out on? Maybe you need to consult other databases as well. For example, if you use a subject database focused on scholarly publications, you might have to find other search tools or databases covering other material or additional subject areas. And remember, if you have any questions or need guidance, you're always welcome to the library.